Hello again. A few exciting things have happened today. I've started cleaning the studio again. It's my day off. I have a couple of days off. This is my first one. I was cleaning the studio again, working on a few things, checking out the camera, trying to work on the PC, various things. I'm glad you came back to see some more. I am going to show you a project that I'm starting and probably some projects of the past here in this video as well. So you can see what we're looking forward to in the future. I hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to show you this here. This is the tripod that came with the little package deal for this Sony that I bought, and I have my other camera that I'm using with it, so I can maybe switch back and forth. We're going to see which camera works the best, and hopefully this one does. But this is a nice little tripod. It even has a little lever on it right here. And this part you can screw onto your camera, and then you place it on here. Slips right on. You got this to tighten it so it doesn't slip out, and you can adjust it to move any direction you want with these other levels. You know, loose, tight, making it loose, tighten it up. This is very flexible. You can even go around things, clip onto things with this. Kind of different, huh? If you're outside, you might have this might be very handy outside with unlevel ground. So hopefully we'll see more of that in the future. That's it for now. Let's take a look at some of the clips. See you later. So this is the setup. On the tripod is my Sony. I have the battery pack AC plugged in. This is the lithium battery that comes with the Sony right there. And that's what the end of this cord looks like. It looks just like that, and it goes into the battery compartment, and they have a little slot so that the cord can come out and you can shut that battery compartment. And then it goes into this piece, which converts it to AC. And now I have 98%, it says, for battery life. It's kind of blurry, huh? Anyway, so that is one of the reasons why I wanted this camera. Very good reason for wanting this camera is for that piece right there. I don't know if they make one for this camera. I doubt it, because it's 4 AAA batteries. But at least we got that part going, that part figured out. And then to keep my light consistent, I think I'm going to bring a couple of these in. I've got this one up, and it's just a LED light that goes for your outdoors. It doesn't get hot. So I'm going to bring another one. I'm going to try to keep the lighting consistent rather than relying on the window with the morning and evening times, so that we can not be distracted by that. So that's it for this camera. I'm going to turn it off now. Okay, so I got the camera on. I still haven't tried to figure out how to put this camera on as a webcam yet. I haven't tried, honestly, as I've been working and doing other things. I did pick up these little plastic drawers to add to my craft room. I did want them blue, like this one, to match. But guess what? They don't carry the blue ones anymore. They just carry other colors. It's like, oh, darn, I should have gotten that a long time ago. Because that was the only color they had pretty much to choose from. I mean, I like the different colors. You can express yourself better, but then I would have chose different colors because blue wasn't really my favorite. But this will help in organizing, putting some of this stuff so I can easily get to it and find things. And everything has to have its place. So we're going to put this here. Voila. Yay. I don't mind if it's different colors. It just make it more interesting, I guess. Then I got a small one. And guess what? Since I couldn't get these two to match, I got a different colored small one. So let me get that next. Here we go. Lavender. Of course, I'm getting older. We have a tendency to be drawn to different colors at different ages. When you're younger, it was probably more vibrant colors. And then when you get to be a senior, mature, you start going towards purple. A lot of people, not everybody, everybody's an individual, but a lot of people are attracted more to purple then. It's got other significant symbols. That's one of them. I guess would be maturity, wisdom, good things. You learn good things because you've survived to older age. But that doesn't scratch that. Don't even listen to me. Okay, this is the next one, the purple one. So now they're all different colors. We got lavender, green, and blue. Oh well, what are you gonna do? And I'm gonna keep my easel in this corner. I think I'm gonna push this table more to the right and have this area for painting, and then use part of my table for my palette and my brushes and stuff. I gotta make use of this little space, and I'm loving it though. I hate these things. I don't know about you all, but half the time you can't get them off without leaving some kind of, oh, made a liar. A lot of times you can't get these things off without leaving a mark on your product. There we go. Alright. Because I have a lot of felt stuff like that, I need a lot of bigger items. So bigger drawers for that. We'll see how far this goes. Right now, looking good though. Okay, so I got the drawers down, and that will come in handy for bigger items that I have. Things like this, which is foam, and it's good. It helps with the working with felt, because you needle felt, and those are sharp needles. I've stabbed myself a few times, so I've tried different things. I like the foam, but recently I've gone to a pillow, just a pillow that I don't no longer use, and I can change the cover on it when fiber gets stuck in it. But I just use that. You don't want to break your needles, of course, they're fine, but you gotta have some give without stabbing yourself, because sharp needles are sharp. But things like this can go in these drawers that I have. And I don't have a lot of time to do this all the time, so I even missed a day at the gym, and I feel so bad about that. But I figure, you know what? They say twice a week is good, and I'm not trying to get buff. I'm really just trying to stay in shape and be able to do things I like to do. So I need to be able to lift up a certain amount of weight without injuring myself, and so I want to keep in shape for that stuff. I'm not looking to really build muscles, but with losing weight and working out, there's a chance I will build some muscle. And I think I am. Let's see. Oh yeah. I know, it's fun though too. I don't mind it. I like working out. But the thing is time for this, time for that. It's a lot to take on, but it's so fun. So we'll just keep going at it. I am going to show you a project that I was doing, and I'm actually changing it up a little bit because I was trying, it's a crochet project. I was trying one stitch, and I'm going to change it and go down a stitch for this project that I've been doing, and it's been a fun project, and I'm making a few of them, so maybe later in the future I might try to sell them if I happen to be in an area for that. I don't know, we'll see. But I want some for myself too, because like I said, I like to decorate my place, and I like things to match or get clothes. I just like to have fun. So I'm making them for me, and then I just kind of went on a spree. So you'll see that next. Okay, I'm getting my camera set up, making sure they both work. I have both my cameras going. I'm going to begin the crochet part. This is green with silver specks in it, and it's got a soft feel to it. I want to use this yarn because I want to try to do it for the buttons with the camper. I want to make a couple of hand towels with the camper buttons. This is the yarn. I'm going to show how to make the slip knot first. I'm going to do a single stitch this time. So that's going to make it a little bit smaller than the previous ones I've done, which were a half double stitch, I believe. The single stitch is a little bit tighter, so there won't be a lot of space between it, which I think I want in this project. I'm going to give it a try. I don't know what size crochet hook this is. I just know it's a smaller one. Oh, here it is. It says 6.5 millimeters. Size K. There we go. We got the size. Okay, so we're going to make a slip knot out of this green yarn. It's very pretty, very soft green yarn with some silver flakes in it. But I want to show you how to make a slip knot. This is the beginning of crocheting. So we're going to take this loose end and we're going to place it underneath the yarn strand here. Okay? So it's underneath. Pick up this side of the loop. Pick up this side. What you're going to do is you're going to take this open end here and you're going to put it under that side so it looks like that. Then you're just going to take this open end again and you're going to go through the loop. Okay? And then you pull it. And there you go. Slip knot. And most people use just one knot. This is why they call it a slip knot. Now you don't want to pull it really tight because you want to be able to go up and down and work with it. And you don't want it too loose. You got to find your happy medium there. We're going to do a chain stitch next. This will be a chain stitch. And most projects I know require a chain stitch first to begin most projects. This loop with the slip knot is counted as your first stitch. You're going to wrap over your yarn, under and over, and you're going to pull it through gently, go towards the knot. It helps bring it through easier. And there you go. There's your one stitch. One stitch here. So you're going to go under your hook and over, and then you're going to pull it through again. And there you go. Now you have 2 stitches. So over again. You go through again. 3 stitches. Over again. 4 stitches. Over again. 5 stitches. You'll notice it kind of has a flat end. You want to stay with that. You don't want to go back and forth. You want to stay with your flat end. Here's the first stitch here. And then if I keep it kind of flat, there is my last stitch there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's how many we want, right? This is how we begin our crochet for the dish towels. Okay, so you're gonna, on this one, you're gonna put another loop through. So you have 1 extra loop, 13, right? Then you're gonna go down and you're gonna go back to 12, and you're gonna stick your hook through there. You're gonna wrap your yarn and you're gonna bring it through 12, and you should have 2 on your hook. You're gonna wrap your yarn again, pull it through the 2, and there you go. You have your first single crochet. Let's do that again, except this time we're just staying, going in each loop that we had made. So this would be loop 11. Push it through, put the yarn over, pull it through, you have 2, put the yarn over and pull through 2, and you're back to 1. Here's the stitch 10. Pushed it through, yarn over, pull it through. Now I have 2 on my hook, pull over, go through both of them, and now we're back to 1. Let's do it again. This would be 9. Pushed it through, put the yarn over, pull it through, 2 on the hook, put the yarn over, pull through both, back to 1. Trying to keep it consistent. Too loose, you're going to have big loops in your project that will look unsightly. Too tight, you're going to be fighting your project all the way. You want it easy and smooth to work with. You'll find that happy medium the more practice you get in. I got 1 more, and then we're going to count our stitches. And we should have 12 stitches. See how it's kind of flat? You want that. Okay, so let's take this hook out. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chains. You can see there's 2 on top that makes a chain. Okay, you're on the end here. To start your next row, what you do is you're just going to loop over your hook. You're going to pull it and make 1 chain stitch. That's what that's called, a chain stitch. Then you're going to flip your project over backwards. I like to take the yarn and go behind my hook too. Kind of like that. Okay. Now I've got that 1 chain hook. I'm going to not do that. I'm going to go the very first one. And I'm going to put my yarn over, pull it through, have 2, pull it through, and we're down to 1. Push it through the next chain of 2, yarn over, pull it through, you've got 2, yarn over, pull it through, and you got 1. Push it through the next chain of 2, yarn over, pull it through, you got 2, yarn over, pull it through, you got 1. Now you can see there's the 2. I'm going to push that through 2 of them, yarn over, pull it through, I've got 2, yarn over, pull it through, 1. And we're going to continue that for all 12. You can see that it's starting to get a little bit thicker. And then we've reached the end. So we'll get this finished up. It should turn into kind of a square, which I fold in half and make kind of a triangle. So let's finish this up here first, and then we'll see how it turns out. I find that it's very warm in this room. I don't know if it's because I have the light on or what. I don't think my heater is that high, but I appear to be starting to perspire. So I think what I'll do is go turn down my heat. It's actually snowing outside right now in the desert. I don't think it's snowed here for at least 15 years, somewhere around there. I came to visit my parents around that time who lived here, and it was snowing. I brought the snow with me. It was a bad snowstorm because I was living in Colorado at the time, and it was a bad snowstorm. And I escaped and got to come and visit my parents. And when I got here, I brought the snow with me. I mean, even the airport that I took to get into Kingman, water pipes broke on the way when I was going to go home. And so I couldn't take my flight out, and I was working at the time, so I had to call my work and tell them I was going to be late returning back to work because the airport pipes broke, and they had to get everything repaired so I can take a flight back to, I think it was Phoenix, I was taking a flight to, and then catching a flight to Denver. And so I saw it snow here before. And when I got to Denver, of course, it was a lot worse than here. Here, when it falls, it just melts away really quick. But, you know, that slush, it can be very dangerous. And they don't have snow plows here like they do in Colorado. So, that's the way that cookie crumbles. Anyway, I don't mind the snow, a little bit of snow here. I feel it's kind of I mean, it feels dusty and dirty here in Arizona all the time because of the sand. And so snow kind of pats that down, and I like that. Previously, when I made these, I was using a half double crochet. Here is one from previous with the half double crochet stitch. As you can tell, it's a little looser. I'm doing a single crochet stitch on this one. That should make it a little bit firmer for this 2 dish towels I'm going to be working on. But this was before. Now it took me 8 across, I believe. No, 12 across, just like I'm doing here, 12 across. It was 8 up on this one, but it's going to take a little bit more on this one because this is a single crochet, and this stitch made it a bit taller, and this stitch is a little shorter. So I'll be making, on this one it was 8 up. This one I think is going to be, let's see, I can find out. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I believe. It was 11. Okay, so I'm going to have to, I've only got 2 on here, and I got to keep going up until I get 11. So we'll come back and check on that in a minute. I didn't make any pattern or anything. I just winged it, and then after I winged it, I kind of just stayed with that. I'm terrible about that sometimes. I will do things without making a pattern and thinking it completely out. So then I have to find some kind of creative way to fix some kind of mistake that I've done. I really learned how to work with things that way. If there's anything I can do, or if I have to give up and start again. Okay, so I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite there yet. So, keep going. This is fun, isn't it? We're having a little chat. I'm having a little chat. I'm finding there's a lot of things I like about this camera. I do like the screen that switches forward so I can see that I'm in the center. I can see that things are level. I can see the lighting, all that good stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, that's 8. And that's not enough. That's not even a square. So we're going to go on some more. Okay, I think I have it. Okay, so I ended up putting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 of them to make a square where I could fold it corner to corner and make a triangle. That's the important part, is to make a triangle that looks even. Okay, so it took 11 rows with a single crochet to do it. Right. Okay, now we have our 11 rows here, and it looks pretty much like a square, doesn't it? What we're going to be doing is putting it in half. When you fold it in half, you want it to look like a rectangle. You know you got the right measurements if it's that way. It doesn't need to be totally perfect, but as close as possible. Now we're going to cut the end off here. and finish this off. To finish it off, you have your one loop here where I'm putting my hook through, and you have your end piece. What you're going to do is you're going to take your end piece and you're going to bring it through the hoop, and you're going to hold on to the hoop. Okay? Now what's going to happen is you're going to put your hook down, and now you have the hoop on one end and your end piece on this end. You take your end piece and you're going to put it through this hoop that you're holding. Now you're holding the end piece on this hand, the opposite hand, and you're holding the other hoop that you just created with your other hand. And you're going to pull on the bottom of this other hoop. And that brings and tightens it down. Like that. Now you got a loop on this side and the end on this side. So you're going to put this end through the loop again. I put it through the loop. Now I have another loop on this side that I just pulled through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the bottom of this loop. Should have made it just a little bit longer to tighten it. Tighten it down. Now you got your loop on this side and your end on this side. So you do it one more time. Put the end through the loop. And then this time just pull the end and it tightens it. Use your fingernail, bring it down. And there's your end. Okay? So your ends are tied. You can hide your end in your weaving by just putting your hook through a couple of times and then pull it through. And it ends up here hiding in your weaving. And nobody counts your weaving. They don't know what it's supposed to look like, so just go gently so you don't mess up your stitches. I can even do it on this side. This is the beginning of the chain stitch where we began. Like that. And then see, you know it's well made. So if you wash this and these little ends pop up, you know you can kind of trim it or cut it and it's not going to affect anything because you know it's knotted. Okay, this yarn does shed, it seems, where you cut it anyway. Okay, so now we got our little square. We're going to put a trimming around it. And we'll show you that in a moment. Okay, we're going to clean up this here, and we're going to start adding the trim. Okay. Let's just pause for now. Okay, next we're going to be adding our trim around this. So we're going to do that slip knot again. So once again, let's put it under this time. Make kind of a circle. Okay. Then lift up the ends that are closest together here. Take your open end here and wrap it around this one you're holding on to, and then bring it in through the hoop. And then pull it. And here you go with your slip knot. I'm going to do it again because now I got this hoop holding on to this end and holding on to my open end. And this time I'm going to put it under, and then I'm going to put it through, and I'm going to pull on it again. And then here we go. Remember, it's got a slip. That's why it's called a slip knot. Okay? Not too tight, not too loose. Now we're going to find the end of here. It's easiest to start where you can see your stitches. On the sides, they look different, and on the bottoms, they look different because you started off with that chain stitch. So go to the top and start there on your first stitch. You're going to go through both yarn on that stitch. You're going to put your trim up against it. This is where I like to go over with both the pieces because I'm going to hide my open end in my stitch work. So I'm going to go over. I put it through the green. I put it slip knots here. Put it through the green too. And now I'm going to grab both of these and I'm going to go through the green, back through my slip knot, bring it up. That was just to attach it. Now we're going to go over, go through these two, and now we got our first stitch. This is going to be the trim part. So we're going to go to the next one. You're going to go through both of the chain on top. You're going to put your yarn over, pull it through. You have two. And you're going to go pull it through, and both of them. So go through both. Put your yarn over, come through. You have two. Put your yarn over, down to one. To the last stitch, you go through two of them, yarn over, you got two, yarn over, and now you got one. Now you want to do two single stitches to round this corner. You need a little more space to round the corner, so you're going to do two single two chain stitches. They're called chain stitches. So there's one, two chain stitches. Then you're going to go to the side of your square and you're going to push it through. You're going to grab your yarn over, then you've got two. You're going to yarn over and go through the two and you've got one. And you can see you've gone around this corner rather nicely. Now this isn't as easy, so just do the best you can and go through any two that you can find, keeping it as close as possible to single stitches. Not doing the same hole twice, going to the next one, and staying as close as possible. Once again, when you get to the end, one more time, to the end, you're going to do two chain stitches. Over, one, over, two. And then you're going to go to this side. Now this would have been the bottom. This is where you would have started with your chain stitch when you first began the project. It isn't as hard to stitch as it is with the sides, really. Don't be too hard on yourself. It is pretty forgiving for mistakes on something this small. If you're doing a large blanket crocheting, it's not as easy forgiven because you bring your mistakes with you all the way through your project. But something this small, you find your way through it. Okay, I'm reaching the end again. So I'm going to do two chain stitches to go around the corner. And then I'm on the other side. Go slow. You begin to feel it too. You begin to feel, hey, I'm hung up on something. And you can kind of just back your way through it. Back up. Find your way through it. It's not too hard. The more things you do, the easier it gets, the more you figure out. Reach the end. So I'm going to do my 2 single stitches, slip stitches. Then I'm going to join the top. I'm at the end of it. I got one on here. I'm going to join the top. I'm going to the top of this stitch, pushing it through, going one yarn over once, and then I'm pulling it through all the way through till I have just one again on my yarn. And that closes it up. Now you have your trim on. Isn't that very nice? You're going to cut and you're going to tie it. Once again, let's try. I got a little bit longer piece, I think, to go to show you. Okay, so you had the one piece, you got your loop. You got your end piece. Your end piece is going to go through here, your loop. Now you're holding your end piece in the right hand, and then you're holding the loop that you just made with your left hand. Now on your left hand where you just made it, you pull on the bottom of the loop here, not on the top because you're holding that, but on the bottom. You pull on the bottom and it closes your other loop. Now if you pull on this part, it starts to close this loop. See? But what you're going to do is you're still knotting it up. So I got that loop on this side now and this on this side. Now I'm going to put this through here. And I'm going to hold the bottom of this loop, this brand new loop, and pull it. And it closes that loop. Now the loop's on this side and that's on that side. I'm going to do it one more time. Go through. And this time I'm going to just pull it all the way. And now I have my knot. I like to do that about 3 times. Everybody probably has their own little ways of doing it. I don't crochet enough to know all the professional ways or anything, just enough to get by because there's other things I like to do. And then you can take your end and work it through your piece. And then cut the excess. Next we cut the dish towels. After cutting the dish towels, we're going to sew this piece on. Thank you for watching. Come back to see part 2.